Example number 1. X equals to 4, Y equals to 7. If X equals to Y with a colon, then print of X equals to Y. Else with a colon, then print of X is less than Y. When you run this program, you will get X is less than Y in the output. Look, this is the output. This is the representation of the output. It is the output when you run it. So we have two conditions here. One is if, the other is else. If X equals to Y with a colon, remember, don't put a single equal sign. Put a double equal sign. In the Python, we are going to put double equal signs, not a single equal sign. Then press the enter button. Your next line will be started from here. Take print of X equals to Y. If X equals to Y, print X equals to Y. The second condition is else with a colon. Press the enter button. Your next line will be started from here. So print of X is less than Y. Now what this program tells us, it tells that we have two values. One is X, which is 4. The second one is Y, which is 7. Number one condition is that if X equals to Y, then execute print X equals to Y. This is the first condition. But if this condition is not true, for example, if this condition is not true, then else execute this print function. Look, if the first condition is true, only this print function will be executed in the output, X equals to Y. This else condition will not be executed because the program will stop here if this condition, if the first condition is true. But in case if the first condition is false, the program will ignore the first condition and will jump to the second condition, which is the else condition. Because we have two choices, remember. In the two-way decision, in if-else statement, it is a two-way decision. We have two ways. We have two choices. If the first choice is wrong, if it is not true, we have a second choice. The program will execute the second choice. So if this first condition is not true, the program will execute the second condition, which is the else condition. So this print function will be executed in the output. You will get this expression, X is less than Y, in case if the first condition is not true. Now, what is the situation here? The situation is that X equals to 4, Y equals to 7, which means that X is not equal to Y. X is not equal to Y because X equals to 4, Y is 7, so they are not equal to each other. Therefore, the first condition is not satisfied. It is not true. It is not true because X is not equal to Y. First condition says that if X equals to Y, only then execute this print function, because remember, this print function depends on this condition. It comes under this condition. When you put the colon and then press the enter button, whatever comes after this will depend on this condition. So this print function will only be executed if this condition is satisfied. But since it is not satisfied, because X is not equal to Y, the program will ignore the first condition and it will jump to the second choice, the second condition, which is the else condition. Now in the else, we have X is less than Y. Yes, X is less than Y. So the second choice will be printed in the output. You will get X is less than Y in the final output, not X equals to Y, because remember, the first condition is false. So the program have executed the second condition, which is the else condition. We had choice number 1, choice number 2. So choice number 1 was wrong, and we got the output from the choice number 2 here. That's why we call it two-way decision. It is a two-way decision. If-else statement is a two-way decision with the two choices. Let me take again the same example here, but this time I'm gonna do it in a different way. In a single line, everything is in a single line. When you run it, you will get exactly the same output here. If you remember last time, we had X equals to 4, Y equals to 7, and then the condition, and then the print function, then the second condition, then the print function. So we have multiple lines here, but we can do everything in a single line. We had 4 lines here, line 1, 2, 3, 4. But we can do all these things in a single line. It's not an issue. Look, we did everything in a single line. Print of x equals to y if x equals to y. And then put space, write else, put space, print of x is less than y. If x equals to y, this print function will be executed. Else, if it is not true, this print function will be executed. Since x is not equal to y, therefore the else condition will be executed in the output. We will get x is less than y. You are gonna get the same answer what we got last time. It is just a different way to portray the program. We can do everything in a single line instead of multiple lines. That is the only difference.